F9, the Fast Saga, or Fast 9, however you want to say it, is the 9th. That's right, the 9th film in the Fast and Furious saga. That's actually the 10th film if you want to include spin-offs like Hobbs and Shaw. This film is once again directed by Justin Lin. Justin Lin has actually directed 5 of these Fast and Furious movies now. In fact, he's directed 2 of my favorite Fast and Furious movies, Fast 5 and Fast 6. Once again, stars the ensemble cast that you've come to know and love, or maybe hate, depending on your disposition toward these movies. You got Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto, Michelle Rodriguez as his wife Letty, Ludacris or Chris Bridges as Tez, you got Tyrese Gibson as Roman, Natalie Emanuel, I think that's her name, as Missandei, and yeah, I know her name from this movie, but I don't care, I'm always gonna call her Missandei. We have John Cena in this movie who's playing the villain. Now, what is the story here? Dom and Letty, it takes place a couple of years after Fate of the Furious. Dom and Letty are enjoying a private life, raising their son together, and then all of a sudden, Tez, Roman, and Missandei come up, and they basically tell them about a whole bunch of crazy shit that's going on with Mr. Nobody. Dom and Letty jump back into action, and the plot involves some kind of technology MacGuffin that everybody wants, and it brings them face to face with Dom's long-lost brother. You didn't know Dom had a brother? Well, nobody did, because Dom has not said not jack shit about that for the entire series. But yeah, he has a brother, and he's played by John Cena, and he's apparently the big bad who's after this technology MacGuffin as well. And this is really awesome, because this is the first time in Fast and Furious history that we have an invisible villain that nobody can see. Right, I had to get at least one John Cena joke in there, okay? Don't come for my head, all right? It won't happen again for the rest of the video. Before I even get started with this movie, what the fuck, man?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
That's like all you could really say in response to this movie. Like, that's the default setting, is just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This movie specializes, just like the last couple have, they specialize in a lot of fuck out of here moments. It's where you're watching any movie and a whole bunch of ridiculous shit starts happening that doesn't really make any kind of sense, and it makes you audibly out loud in the theater go, fuck out of here. Like, that's what a fuck out of here is. But I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. If you're a fan of this series, or if you're familiar with the Fast and Furious movies, you kind of already know what you're about to get in for. They take the absurdity and the ridiculousness from the other films, and they ratchet it up to even another level in this movie. There is some iffy CGI in some of the scenes that took me out of the movie a couple of times, but for the most part, Justin Lin is a very good director. I've been a fan of his. Like I said, he's directed 2 of my favorite Fast and Furious movies, and in this movie, he does a great job directing the action sequences. The action sequences are exciting. For the most part, they're staged incredibly well. They're huge, they're epic, as fans of this series would come to expect. When it comes to the characters, listen, they're the same characters that you either like or love or hate from the previous movies, so you know, there's nothing new here. You know what to expect from them. As far as John Cena goes, I mean, you know, he was fine as far as a villain goes. He definitely did try to build that personal rivalry between him and Dom, and there are flashbacks in the film to explain what went wrong and why Dom has like not mentioned his brother at all in like 9 movies of this franchise. Han, he's fine. To be honest, if you had taken Han out of this movie, I'm not sure the movie changes that much. But it's good to see Han. We like Han. Han is cool. Everybody likes Han, so yay, Han is back. Big dumb action. You've got a bunch of characters saying a bunch of dumb things. You've got a 2.5-hour runtime, and you've got a bunch of stuff that just kind of makes you go fuck out of here. And that's the basis of the movie. I think this is the one, guys. I think this is the one that finally broke me. This is the one that lost me a little bit. And I've kind of been on board with this franchise. I've accepted what they've become as far as them becoming street level superhero movies and yada, yada, yada. Fortunately, I think we've reached that point in these movies where they try to top themselves so much that I think that they end up making the entire thing even worse. Start sitting back from the whole thing and you go, okay, what is the point here? Like, there's almost nothing you can show me that is going to be as impressive as what you've done before. And if it is more impressive, it also becomes more and more, no pun intended, ludicrous, because you're watching these characters who are basically invincible superheroes just go through any situation imaginable, and you don't really care. There's no real tension because you know they're gonna be fine coming out the other side. Unfortunately, while the Fast and Furious movies have always kind of known what they are, and they've always had that little wink to the audience of self-awareness, this movie is so self-aware that it's almost to the point that it's a parody. They went too far, and it just kind of turns into a bunch of shit being thrown at the screen with some iffy CGI. There is such a thing as mindless entertainment where you can turn your brain off off and kind of enjoy what's happening. And then there's the movies that are trying to be mindless entertainment, but it's so mindless that it actually causes you to become dumber as a human being. And that's what this movie, I think, represents.
What the hell's going on out here?
At the end of the day, you're just getting waterboarded with so many explosions and so many dumb, illogical things happening on screen that it just lessens your ability to care. Not to mention the humor is not as well done as it was in previous movies. The plot is basically recycled from the last couple of movies in this series. The more interesting storyline is also the one that's more dramatic and emotional, and it's the one that happens in the flashbacks. To be honest, that's the one that feels like the more interesting movie. Not to say I hated the movie, I did find some enjoyment in it, and I think that fans will find some enjoyment in it, but I also feel like parts of this movie spent too much time trying to set up spin-offs and other future movies instead of focusing on making a good movie right here, and you'll know what I mean when you see the film. Overall, I can't believe I'm saying this, but F9 was too dumb for me to really enjoy. It's still a guilty pleasure though. I'm gonna leave this one in Smallville. Give me your favorite long-standing series. I don't care how long the series is, how many movies are in it. Give me your favorite one of all time. Put that in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for more videos. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and if you like what you see, tell me how you feel. Stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.